Hello YouTube and welcome to the comic book channel. In today's video, I will be showing my new release comic book pickups from local comic book shops for the week of January 18th, 2023. To get us started from Vault Comics, here is issue number 2 of Nightfall. This one is a lot of fun. It's the double Nightfall feature. Issue number 1 was awesome, so I'm excited to read this second issue in the series. A new number 1 from Keenspot, and this is Tim Seeley's Lucky. I did crack this open and read a little bit of it. I haven't finished it yet. Pretty good so far. Definitely some interesting art on the interiors, but a really cool book. So I'm excited to finish that one up and check it out. Here's a new number 1, a one-shot from Scout Comics. This is Lost Souls Haywire. I believe that this man is a therapist for robots in the future, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Definitely sounds like something they could make a movie out of, but most comics do anyways. Next up from Band of Bards Publishing. I don't know what we call this publishing company. Band of Bards. It's an interesting name for a publisher, by the way. Here is Final Gamble, issue number 1. Next up, Volume 2, Issue number 1, Aftershock Comics, Maniac of New York, Don't Call It a Comeback, Issue number 1. Here from Dark Horse Comics is White Savior, Issue number 1 of 4. Here from Boom Studios, we have Issue 104 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This one supposedly has an origin for Rita Repulsa, hence she's on the cover there in all of her glory. Pretty cool Rita Repulsa cover. I'm stoked to read this one. I love Power Rangers. I love Rita Repulsa. This will be a lot of fun. Next up, over to Image Comics. Here's issue number 2 of Hexware with this absolutely beautiful cover. I'm not sure who the cover artist is, but it looks really awesome and I really like it. I believe this is the Sweeney Boo cover because it looks kind of like her art, but don't quote me, I could be wrong. A new number 1 from Image Comics this week. Here is Immortal Sergeant number 1. This one has an interesting concept of a sergeant here who has to go on, I don't know, sergeanting, whatever you call that, police detective work, whatever stuff. With his son, who's different than him. I don't know, sounds like a buddy cop thing. But it is the same creative team as I Kill Giants, Joe Kelly on there. And I Kill Giants is freaking amazing. If you've not read it, I'm sure you have. Here is, look, this is issue number 2 of Art, whatever we're calling this. Is that word Brunt? No, there's no N in it. Brute? Art Brute? I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I don't know what word that is. But has a very interesting cover nonetheless. Looks like a Ice Cream Man tie-in. I know it's not, but it does have some of the same creative team on there. At least Maxwell Prince. Here is issue number 2 of another book that the first issue was really amazing, and this one only is a $1.99 cover price, so you should definitely be grabbing these. This is Nightclub, issue number 2 from Mark Millar. Over to IDW, we've got issue number 4 of Sonic the Hedgehog Scrapnik Island. That's been fun. The Sonic stuff has been pretty good lately. We also have issue number 4 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Game. I accidentally got the A cover this time, but that's all right. And here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles proper with issue number 136 with my Kevin Eastman variant. Always excited to have those. Kevin Eastman art is amazing. Over to DC, I've got a pretty good stack of DC this week, a lot more than I normally get. Here is Harley Quinn, the animated series, Legion of Bats, issue number 4, with this Dan Hip variant cover. This cover was way too cool not to grab. I haven't grabbed anything else from this series, I don't believe. I could be wrong, but this cover was too cool. I really like it a lot. I think it's an awesome cover. So I picked that one up. And I did just start watching the Harley Quinn animated series last night, actually. And it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting, a little different than I thought it was going to be. I could definitely see why people like it. Also makes you wonder why people hate things like Velma so much, if it steers so far into things they don't want it to be. I don't know, there's a lot of cussing and stuff in that show, so I don't know. Opinions aside, I'm just wondering why that's okay and Velma's not. Not that I'm saying that Velma's good. I've watched the 2 episodes and I don't love them either, but just wondering. Up next is a really cool issue, and this is a Stanley Artgerm variant for it. This is issue number 14 of Batgirls, and it is a silent issue. If you really like silent issues, go pick this one up. There's no dialogue, so it should be pretty easy to get through. But usually whenever somebody does a silent issue, it really works really well. So hopefully they did a good job on that one. Here is a cover artist I have not seen anything from in a while, which sucks because she's amazing. This is an Amy Reeder variant for Stargirl, The Lost Children, issue 3. Really excited to see anything that Amy Reeder does out there. I just don't see her work often enough. It's cool that she's not oversaturating the market, but do some more covers, Amy Reeder, please. Get you out there so people can buy some of your stuff. Here is part 2 of the 1 Minute War in Flash 791, and we have a new character here, Miss Murder. She's on the cover. I don't know if this is supposed to tie into the AFI song Miss Murder or not, but either way, hey, Miss Murder, can I, or something, whatever the lyrics to that song are. Next up is World's Finest, issue number 11. I've got this variant, which I'm not exactly sure what this variant's supposed to be. It's supposed to have something to do with Jack White of the White Stripes and Third Man Records, but he obviously is not the artist on this, so I don't know if... I'm not sure. I don't know. All I know is I grabbed a copy and it's been selling for like $70 to $100, so good for me. But yeah, it's a cool cover, not understanding what it has to do with Jack White. Maybe it's kind of like that same concept as last month with the, what's that guy's name? Paul McCartney cover of World's Finest. Just the artist is on the cover. I guess that other picture is supposed to be Jack White. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. Next up is a huge milestone issue for Nightwing. This is issue 100. Big, thick issue. Lots of stuff in there, I'm sure. We have a one-shot in the Batman One Bad Day universe. This is Batman One Bad Day Bane, issue number 1. And it's Bane. I really like Bane from the 90s, but translating Bane over to like now in the 2020s is just interesting. Like Bane looks so weird, and he's definitely like one of those characters that suffers from that extreme 90s-ism. I don't know, Cable and stuff like that. Just looks so weird to me. It's a weird character to have on the cover with this little ponytail thing. I know it's not a ponytail, but you know. Next up is, this has got to be like one of the best covers in a long time. This is a Jen Bartel variant for Lazarus Planet, Assault on Krypton 1. Such a great Jen Bartel cover. Jen Bartel always knocking it out of the park, but this one is extra special good. And I also picked up the regular cover for the same book, because why not spend an extra $5? Over to Marvel Comics. Here's Star Wars Bounty Hunters, issue number 30. Cool cover on that one. Sorry, time to shift around a little. Here is issue number 11 of Hulk, and you will notice that this one is written and drawn by Ryan Ottley. There is no, what's the guy's name? Donny Cates on the book for whatever reason. I know he had some stuff happen in his personal life, so maybe he's dropping off the book for a little bit, or maybe he needed a break. I have no clue, but this is all Ryan Ottley all the time on that. Next up is a new number 1 that you will notice, and I'll do a shameless plug here. I'm covering on my podcast this week. This is Wasp #1. This is the Marvel Duel variant, and it's a really nice cover. As I said, I do a weekly podcast with a friend named Bob. We cover one brand new comic every week where we talk about the story beats and the art, give it a review, and let you guys know if we think it's worthy to go on to issue #2. We also talk some comic news and some random nonsense. To anybody who checked us out last week, I really greatly appreciate it. I cannot express how much I appreciate you guys checking out my podcast. If you checked it out here on YouTube, which I upload to, or if you checked it out on any of the various podcatchers, greatly, greatly appreciated. If you didn't and you're still on the fence, please check out an episode. Check out this review of Wasp that's coming out this week, or check out last week's Black Cloak #1. Please, please subscribe if you can, and just thank you guys so much for that. But on to this show, there's Wasp #1 with that variant, and I also picked up the regular cover, which I will be giving away for free, randomly selected, whoever wants to use the hashtag AllNewAllDifferentNation on your social media of choice. Please check that out. Next up is Venom, issue #15, with this great homage cover. I also picked up the regular cover for its Dark Web tie-in because I assume at some point maybe I can lay all these out and put them together and have a giant Dark Web wall. Here is another Dark Web book. This is Dark Web X-Men, issue #3, and I think this is Phil Noto, but I really like this cover. It's so cool and dreamy. Speaking of really liking covers, here is the demonized variant for Strange, issue #10. I have here Wakanda, issue #4. Thank God we've got Tosin back on the cover here. This is also featuring History of the Black Panthers as a backup, I assume. And that's cool. These Wakanda books are always really good. The Black Panther book is really good. Check that stuff out if you're not. Here is Punisher, issue #9. Another great, great demonized variant. Here is Avengers Forever, issue #13. The great Howard the Duck cover. And I also had to pick up that homage cover because it is too great to pass up. Behold the Vision. Here's another homage cover. This is Immortal X-Men issue 10. I've got Spider-Man The Lost Hunt, issue #3, with its Kraven variant. And then last up for new books this week is Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue #4. I have a small stack of back issues that I picked up this week that I'll go over really quick. Got this Uncanny X-Men 267. I was able to find a Disney's Aladdin. Here's issue #5. It'll be a long time coming when I can flesh out this series, but man, who knows when that will actually happen. I grabbed issue #2 of Radiant Black to add to the collection. Of course, I have the whole Radiant Black series, but this series is really good. I think these might be worth storing a few extra copies of, any keys you can in the Radiant Black universe, so I have been. Also grabbed a copy of Uncanny X-Men 295 for its cool Executioner song tie-in. Plus it's got that awesome Marvel trading card that we all love, polybagged there in the back. Speaking of 90s and cable, here's issue 294 of Uncanny X-Men, part 1 of the Executioner song. Again, polybagged with its trading card. And I can't stop at X-Men there. Here's issue 360 because it's so cool and shiny. Look at all the holo foil. Also picked up this Radiant Black issue number 10, Blacklight variant. This was something, this is like a $10 cover price. All of these books are from $1 bin, so definitely worth the pickup. I was really surprised when I found these next two books in the $1 bin. I know they're not like have a lot of heat on them or anything, but I think they are great holds. Here's the Silver Coin number 1. A great book in my opinion, as well as this one, The Good Asian number 1. Definitely worth picking up for $1. And then this one too, if there's any way I could ever flesh out this entire series, I'd be very happy. This is Skeleton Warriors, and this is issue number 2. Really fun series. So guys, that's what I picked up this week. Please let me know in the comments below what you picked up. Let me know if I missed out on anything awesome. As always, I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the video. And again, I've got my new podcast going. It is called All New, All Different, Number One Comics. It's on any podcasting app, as well as YouTube. You can think of Overcast, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's everywhere. Please check out an episode if you can. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. That really helps the podcasting algorithm suggest it to the right audience of people. And I just greatly appreciate it. I really want to grow my footprint in the comic book community, so I can't do that without y'all's help. So thank you so much for everyone who is checking out the podcast, or if you're just here to see a couple of books that I picked up this week, that is perfectly fine too. I greatly appreciate you guys. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And until I upload episode number 2 of the podcast, I'll see you then.